All right, get ready because today we're taking a deep dive into something pretty unique. It's called the Cosmeno-Realm. And you might be thinking, what is that?
Well, just imagine. It's like this cultural movement straight out of Chicago.
Oh, so it's got that city vibe.
Oh, yeah. It's all about that urban energy, you
Yeah.
know? And there's this huge love for pop culture and street art in there, too.
Oh, God, I'm starting to get a picture. But I gotta ask, is this like an actual place? Cosmeno-Realm?
You know, it's not really a physical place. It's more like a blueprint.
A blueprint.
Yeah. Think of it as a way of life. Different towns and cities, they take this Cosmeno-Realm idea, they adapt it, make it their own.
So it's like a set of values or a philosophy or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I'm intrigued. But to really understand this, we need a concrete example, right?
Yeah.
So where are we headed for this deep dive?
Well, to really see this Cosmeno-Realm in action, we're going to zoom in on the Summer Realm Festival.
Realm Festival.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
Imagine this. It's this massive block party, but it's also got that city festival vibe.
So a mix of both.
Exactly. But here's the thing. It's all done with this unique Cosmeno twist.
Okay, I'm hooked. So what makes it so Cosmeno?
Well, first of all, it's all about celebrating their identity and like strengthening those bonds within the community.
So it's like a cultural celebration.
Yeah, you could say that.
I was checking out some pictures online,
Mm.
and everyone's dressed in these really interesting styles. Like I saw Plaincolty, Roughcolty, and even Cosmicon Prints. What's the story with all that?
It's actually really fascinating how they use clothes to
Okay.
make a statement.
Yeah, it's definitely eye-catching.
So Plaincolty is all about those solid colors.
Yeah.
You know, the ones you see all the time in the city.
Like blacks, whites, grays.
Exactly. And maybe even a pop of primary color here and there.
So it's kind of minimalist.
Yeah, it's like normcore meets streetwear, but with
Yeah.
this very deliberate color palette.
Okay, I can dig it. And Roughcolty.
Oh, Roughcolty is all about texture. You know, that lived-in look.
Oh, I get it.
So think denim, corduroy, canvas, clothes that tell a story.
So it's not just about looking stylish, it's about expressing an attitude,
Right.
like embracing that city vibe and telling your own story through what you wear.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. And then you add in those Cosmicon prints. What are those exactly?
Well, those are like geometric designs and symbols, all inspired by the urban landscape.
So it's like they're taking inspiration from their surroundings.
Yeah. And when you put it all together, you get this visual language that's both eye-catching and meaningful.
Okay, so we've got the fashion down, but this festival is more than just fashion, right?
Absolutely.
I was reading about these access classes. They focus on film, video games, and even Cosmeno heritage.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Like they're mixing education and entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just about having fun. It's about, like, engaging with Cosmeno culture on a deeper level.
Okay, I like that. But let's be real. No festival is complete without food.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And I'm hearing that in the Cosmeno realm, food is more than just fuel.
Yeah, it's like an art form. They call it hospitainment.
Hospitainment. Okay, I gotta ask, what is that?
So imagine this. You're strolling through this park or maybe an enclosed area, and it's been totally transformed into this vibrant space they call a hospispot.
A hospispot.
Yeah. And there's music playing, delicious smells everywhere. And people are gathering to enjoy this unique style of catering.
So it's not just grabbing a hot dog from a vendor.
No. It's more like
Yeah.
a pop-up dinner party meets a block party.
Okay, I like where this is going. So it's about the whole experience.
Exactly.
And the food itself plays a big part in that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So what kind of culinary delights are we talking about here?
Well, for starters, they have this thing called dine dip.
Dine dip.
Yeah. It's this
Yeah.
really flavorful tomato-based dip. And the cool thing is, you can add different ingredients to it, and it completely transforms the flavor.
So it's interactive?
Yeah.
And it sounds like there's room for creativity.
For sure.
What else is on the menu?
Let's see. Well, they've got this dish called mash dish,
Mashed dish.
basically mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
but they take it to a whole other level by adding different ingredients and seasonings.
Okay, so it's comfort food with a gourmet twist.
Exactly.
I like it. And what about for those who are, more health conscious?
Well, they've got all fall.
All fall.
It's a really delicious and healthy option. It's made with mashed sweet vegetables.
Okay, so they've got options for everyone.
Yeah.
Creative, comforting, healthy. But what about something a little more substantial?
Then you got to try a fritwich.
A fritwit.
Yeah. Imagine a fritter, but served as a sandwich or a burger.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
And they're filled with all sorts of savory fillings.
Savory fillings, you say?
Oh, yeah. It's like gourmet street food.
Okay, you had me at savory fillings, but what if I'm in the mood for something a little more classic?
Well, then you might like the hot witch.
A hot witch?
It's like a hot dog, but with all kinds of different sausages and meats, way beyond your typical Frankfurter.
Okay, that's a twist I can get behind. But what about dessert? Do they have anything for those with a sweet tooth?
Oh, yeah. They have these things called blank bakes.
Blank bakes.
Yeah, they're basically sweet pastries and fritters,
Yeah.
but made with very minimal ingredients.
Oh, so it's all about letting the natural flavors shine through.
Exactly.
I like that. Sometimes less is more. Okay, so we've covered the food. What about drinks? Are we talking fancy cocktails here?
You know, even their drinks are really simple.
Really?
They have flav water.
Flav water.
It's just flavored water, using fruits and vegetables.
Okay, so clean and refreshing.
Yeah. And if you want something a little fizzy, they have Flavfizz.
Flavfizz.
Yeah. They can be with fruit juices, iced tea, or even red wine.
Okay, so there's an option for everyone. I'm noticing a theme here. It seems like simplicity is a big part of the Cosmeno-Realm aesthetic.
You're absolutely right.
But what about the overall atmosphere of these hospice spots? You mentioned Cosmicon symbols and other visual elements earlier.
Oh, yeah. It's like a visual explosion. Imagine this. You walk into this space, and you see all this London and Chicago-inspired imagery.
Oh, interesting.
There are tall tees with bold graphics, walls covered in graffiti art, even film and gaming figures scattered around.
Wow, so it's a very visual experience.
It is. It's bold, it's vibrant, and it's very distinctly Cosmeno.
And of course, we can't forget about the music. What kind of tunes are they playing at these hospitainment gatherings?
Well, they've got their own unique soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about house high beats and house low beats.
Those sound pretty unique.
They are. And they're meant to capture that energy and rhythm of city life.
So the music itself reflects the Cosmeno connection to urban culture.
Exactly. It's all very intentional.
I'm really picking up on that, this intentional layering of meaning throughout every aspect of this realm.
Yeah, they're really creating an immersive experience here.
And I bet these beats provide the perfect backdrop for the dance splash.
Oh, you know about the dance splash.
I read a little bit about it.
It's this high-energy dance form, unique to the Cosmeno-Realm.
Wait, there's a specific dance style too? This is like a whole cultural universe.
It really is. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The Hospispot. They're just one piece of the Realmfest puzzle.
Okay, so there's more.
Yeah, that Cosmeno-Realm spirit. It spills out into the streets. It even transforms everyday places.
So it's not just contained to the festival grounds.
No, not at all.
So where else can you find this Cosmeno vibe?
Well, that's where chop spots come in.
Chalk spots.
You know how sometimes during big events, even regular restaurants get into the spirit?
Yeah.
That's what's happening here. Think your local restaurants, bars, diners, they all transform during the Realmfest. And they offer their own take on Cosmeno cuisine.
So you're saying even a pizza place can become part of this Realmfest action?
Oh, yeah. You might find New York-style pizza on the menu, maybe some jambalaya, or even atomic cake.
So it's comfort food.
Yeah, but with a Cosmeno twist.
I like it. And what about drinks?
Well, they even get creative with the drinks. You might find ginger beer, or even pickle juice soda.
Pickled juice soda. Okay, now I'm really curious.
It's definitely an adventure for your taste buds.
It seems like they're not afraid to experiment with flavors.
Not at all.
So it's like the whole town embraces this festival spirit.
Exactly. It's not just confined to one location.
Okay, I'm getting a real sense of this now. So we've got hospice spots, chop spots. What else is there?
Well, they also have motion spots.
Motion spots.
These are cinemas. They showcase science fiction, fantasy, all kinds of films that align with Cosmeno interests.
So there's something for the film buffs, too.
Absolutely.
What about those who love video games?
Oh, they're covered, too. They have game spots.
Game spot.
Yeah, these are gaming centers and bars where people can gather to play card games, board games, video games.
Wow. So there's really something for everyone.
It's true.
It's like they've created this immersive world where all these different interests and activities come together under this Cosmeno umbrella.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing experience.
And speaking of taking a piece of this experience home, do they have any souvenirs?
Of course they do. They have these things called festivities.
Souvenirs.
Yeah, you can get tall tees with those cool graphics, film and gaming figurines, and even chunky gem jewelry.
So you can literally wear your Cosmeno pride.
Absolutely.
This Summer Rum Festival sounds like sensory overload, but in the best way possible. But what happens after the festival ends? Does this Cosmeno-Realm just disappear?
That's a really great question, and it kind of gets to the heart of what makes this Cosmeno-Realm so interesting. See, the Realmfest itself, yeah, that might be temporary, but that Cosmeno-Realm spirit, that sticks around.
So it's not just a
Really.
like a fleeting experience. People take those values and that community feeling with them.
Oh, absolutely. Remember those access classes we talked about?
Yeah, the ones about film, video games, Cosmeno heritage.
All right, well, those aren't just a one-time thing at the festival. They keep
Hmm.
going all year round. It gives people a chance to really dig deep into Cosmeno culture.
Oh, wow. So it's like a year-round learning experience,
It
a
is.
way to keep those connections going.
Exactly.
And the food, does that stick around
Oh,
too?
yeah. Those hospitainment principles, those
Mhm.
simple but flavorful dishes, they often pop up at these gatherings.
So you might find yourself enjoying a dine dip or a
Oh.
mash dish long after the festival's over.
Exactly.
It's like a little taste of the festival. That keeps the spirit alive.
You got it. And you know what really strikes me? It's this emphasis on simplicity. In the food and overall look, it's like a breath of fresh air in a world that's so overstimulated and excessive.
It is refreshing. It's like they're saying, hey, we can create something meaningful without all the bells and whistles. It makes you
Right.
wonder, is this Cosmeno-Realm part of a bigger cultural trend?
That's a really interesting thought. And I think you might be onto something. Look at the rise of minimalism, the focus on sustainable living, the comeback of handmade goods. The Cosmeno-Realm fits right in with its simple look and emphasis on quality ingredients.
So it's not just a quirky thing, it's reflecting a deeper shift.
I think so.
Okay, we've talked about the vibe, but let's go back to the visuals for a sec. We touched on Plaincolty and Roughcolty, but I need a little more visual here. What do those actually look like?
Okay, let's paint a picture. With Plaincolty, imagine someone walking down the street. Simple, well-fitted t-shirt, black jeans, maybe some crisp white sneakers. Not trying to blend in, but not screaming for attention either. It's all about those understated colors, the ones you see in the city.
So they're taking cues from the city itself.
Exactly. Now with Roughcolty, imagine someone in a well-worn denim jacket, maybe some patches or pins, telling their story. Corduroy pants, boots that have seen some action. It's about embracing the textures, the imperfections.
A look that's comfortable, lived in.
Full of character.
Got it. And then they add those Cosmicon prints on top.
Yeah. It's like they're taking those hard lines and shapes of the city and turning them into art.
So when you combine all those elements,
The Plaincolty, the Roughcolty, the Cosmicon
it
Prints.
gets something really unique.
You do.
Okay, so there's a lot of thought behind the visual style. What about the music? We talked about house high beats and house low beats. But what's the story behind those?
Oh, they're not just random choices. They're actually curated soundscapes meant to evoke that energy and rhythm of city life.
So it's like the music itself is a reflection of that Cosmeno connection to the urban.
Right.
I'm really seeing this intentional layering of meaning everywhere.
You're getting it. It's all about creating an immersive experience where the visual, the auditory, even the culinary all work together to tell a story.
And that story really resonates with people.
Absolutely.
It's like they've found their tribe,
Yeah,
a community that speaks their language.
you got it. But here's something even more fascinating. This Cosmeno-Realm, it's attracting people from all walks of life.
So it's not just for city dwellers anymore.
Nope.
What do you think is drawing people in?
I think it taps into something fundamental, that need for connection, for belonging, especially in a world that's becoming more isolating.
So the Cosmeno-Realm is like an antidote,
I think so.
a space where people can unplug,
Yeah.
connect with others.
And rediscover the joy of shared experiences.
It's a reminder that we're social creatures.
We are.
We need that sense of belonging.
Absolutely.
We've been talking a lot about the Summer Realm Festival, but are there other Realm Fests throughout the year?
That's a great question, and it brings up a really important point. Yeah. About the nature of the Cosmeno-Realm. Remember, it's not a rigid organization. It's more like a set of principles.
So no official Cosmeno-Realm rule book.
Nope. It's about empowering communities.
To embrace the spirit.
Exactly.
So there's to be Realm Fests all over, each with its own flavor.
Absolutely.
Some might focus on music, some on film, some might be all about food.
That's the beauty of it.
It's like a network of creativity and exchange.
All connected by those core values.
But even with all that variety, are there any common threads?
Well, besides community, simplicity, shared experience, there's often a big emphasis on ritual and symbolism.
Yeah, okay, give me an example.
Remember the Rex Chief?
Yeah, the one who leads the dance splash.
That's the one. Well, this figure often plays a big role in Realmfests, like a symbolic leader.
So it's more than just a costume.
Oh, yeah. It's about connecting with a deeper meaning.
And are there other rituals and traditions?
Oh, tons. Specific to each Realmfest.
It's amazing how these simple gatherings can be so full of meaning.
We could do a whole deep dive just on that.
I bet we could. But for now, I think we've given our listeners a good idea of what the Cosmeno-Realm is about.
I think so.
We've covered a lot.
We have.
From the origins to the look, the food, the music, the community, and even how it's spreading.
It's truly a fascinating movement.
It-
But before we wrap up, I'm curious about one last thing. We've talked about how the Cosmeno-Realm is growing, but what do you think the future holds?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. Will it keep growing? Or will it fade away?
What do you think?
Honestly, it's impossible to predict the future, but there's something about the Cosmeno-Realm that makes me optimistic.
You said something about the Cosmeno-Realm makes you optimistic. What is it?
Well, I think it goes back to that need for community and shared experiences. Those are pretty basic human needs. And they're even stronger now with how digital and isolating the world's becoming.
So it's like the Cosmeno-Realm is offering an alternative.
Yeah, I think so.
A place where people can disconnect from the digital.
Yeah.
And connect with each other.
Exactly.
And rediscover those shared experiences.
It's a good reminder that we need each other.
But it's not just about, like, longing for simpler times, right? There's also this real sense of innovation and creativity in the Cosmeno-Realm.
Absolutely.
It's not just nostalgia.
No, they're not afraid to push boundaries, blend different influences, create something new.
And people are drawn to that.
Yeah.
It's like they've taken all the best parts of urban culture.
The energy, the diversity.
The creativity, and turned it into something.
Something special.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot. The origins, the looks, the food, the music, the community. But let's bring it back to our listener. Why should they care about this? Especially if they don't live in a place where this is happening.
That's a good point. I think the Cosmeno-Realm offers a valuable lesson for everyone. It reminds us that we can create our own communities, find ways to connect with people, and celebrate the things we love.
So it's not just about going to a festival.
Yeah.
It's about bringing that spirit into our own lives, finding those shared passions.
Building something meaningful.
This has been a really fascinating look at the Cosmeno-Realm.
It has.
We've covered a lot of ground, but as always, we want to leave you with something to think about.
A question to spark your own explorations.
If the Cosmeno-Realm is all about simplicity and authenticity, how can you bring those into your own life?
Can you strip away the excess? Focus on what really matters, create more meaningful experiences.
Those are great questions. And remember, the Cosmeno-Realm is always changing. Who knows, maybe a Realmfest will pop up near you.
If it does, dive in and experience it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Cosmeno-Realm. Until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep that spirit of community alive.